What's up, guys? M. Jones back in the house again. I want to talk about today, this weekend in Cherry Hill, New Jersey is Monster Mania 25. Really excited to go and see it. I will be with my buddy Stegs, who you've seen a few times in previous videos for reviews. Really excited to go down there for this weekend. It's going to be, like I said, in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the Crown Plaza. It's Friday through Sunday, August 16th through 18th, I believe. I'm really excited to go to this for a lot of reasons. There are so many good actors and actresses that I used to love as kids. A lot of 80s and 90s kind of like secondary actors, people I really always liked and admired. Really excited to go down there this weekend with my buddy Stegs. I probably will be taking some footage of it. I'm hoping to get some footage of the actors and actresses that I really like. Some to note that I'm really anxious to meet. Christopher Lloyd, really interested and anxious to meet him. I always have loved him. I loved him as Doc Brown. I loved him as Switchblade Sam and Dennis the Menace. I really am anxious to meet him, especially when he was Jim in Taxi. Second guy I really want to meet is Danny Glover. Loved him in all the Lethal Weapons, Angels in the Outfield. I even liked him in Saw. His Shooter, he was okay. Just really anxious to meet him, and I'm really wondering if he whispers all the time, like every movie. He's like, "Oh, the season has over, Ranch. It takes time to maintain." He's always talking like that. It's like, Danny, take a deep breath, drink some hot tea, figure out your vocal cords. Really anxious to meet him. The headline there is Carrie Fisher and also George Romero. I respect both of them for what they've done in cinema, in theater, in film, and all that. I have no interest in meeting them. I don't. I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I've never really seen a Star Wars movie the whole way through. I've seen bits and pieces. I was not interested. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of Star Wars people there for Princess Leia as, Carrie Fisher. So I'm kind of a little leery of that. I have to be be around all that crap, but it's whatever. To each his own. George Romero, he's the king of all zombie movies and stuff like that, and it's his last time going to be there. I had no interest. It's whatever. I respect you, but no thank you. I am really anxious to meet Malcolm McDowell. I like Malcolm McDowell. Clockwork Orange, he was awesome. I really loved him in the Halloween movies. Even though he took over as Dr. Loomis, I still thought he did a really good job. Not well like Donald Pleasance did, but unfortunately Donald Pleasance passed away, so someone had to take over for that role in the Halloween remakes with Rob Zombie's movies. So I'm really anxious to meet him. I really loved him as Terrence Mann in Entourage. I thought he was really good. So I'm anxious to meet him. I'm really anxious to meet Sam Huntington. And you're probably wondering who that is. Well, he was Jam in Detroit Rock City, or Jeremiah. He always has that look of shock, like Michael Cera always does from Superbad. He's always has that look on his face, and it always makes me laugh so hard. He was in Not Another Teen Movie. He was in Detroit Rock City. He was in that movie Jungle to Jungle, Tim Allen, which was an old movie from Disney. I always liked it. He played the young kid in that. He hasn't been in a ton of things, but he always kind of makes me laugh. I always thought he's a really cool guy. He was also in Superman Returns. So I'm really anxious to meet him. I really am anxious to meet Dick Warlock. He played The Shape, Michael Myers' Halloween 2. Not the Rob Zombie reboot, but the older one from the late 70s, 80s. Really anxious to meet him just because I love the Michael Myers shape. I think it's just genius how he walks, and he's so heartless and doesn't care, and I just love that. I'm anxious to see Gary Busey again. I did get to meet him about 3-4 years ago with Stegs, and he was a lunatic. He when I met him, he had to have a Coca-Cola next to him just so he could keep signing autographs. I'm like, okay. How much weed and hash have you smoked? He was a strange guy and just very systematic. And when I met his son Jake Busey, who was in Starship Troopers, he kept looking over at his dad like, "Oh, Dad, God!" Give me these weird looks like father and son. I love that. It was very real. But Gary Busey, I'd like to see him again. He's cool. I love him in most movies, and he's just an absolute lunatic. But Always good to see him again. I'm actually anxious to meet Bruce Davison. If you're not sure who Bruce Davison is, he was in X-Men. And he was also in like Lords of Salem and Tales from the Crypt. He's kind of a B-list actor, but like if you saw him, you're like, oh yeah, that's him. Let me show you a picture of him. He is right there. That's Bruce Davison. And you're probably like, oh yeah, that guy. Well, I really liked him because when I was a kid, I loved Harry and the Hendersons. I loved Harry and the Hendersons, the movie with John Lithgow. Well, Bruce Davison played Lithgow's character in the TV series from 1991 to 1993, and I always liked him. So I'm actually anxious to see him and say, hey, look, when I was a little boy, I really liked you in that TV series. I'm sure he might care, he might not. I don't know. All I know is it's the truth, and I really liked him. The three ladies from The Evil Dead are going to be there. Betsy Baker, Ellen Sandwise, and Teresa Tilly. I'm not too big on seeing them. It's whatever for me. I'm actually really excited to meet Jeremy London because he was in Mallrats, and I really liked him in Mallrats. He's in Party of Five for a little bit, and he was in the movie Journey to the Center of the Earth. But Mallrats is a great movie, and I always confuse him with his twin brother Jason. I never know which one it is. And I think Jason London was Dazed and Confused, and Jeremy London was Mallrats. And I'm pretty sure Jeremy London was the lunatic that got in trouble and got in that big fight. I think I might be wrong. Like a year ago, he got in trouble and got his ass kicked at a bar. So I'm kind of anxious to see what he's like. He's probably a lunatic. But I really love Mallrats, so I'm really anxious to see him and meet him. The next one I'm really anxious to meet is Dave Sheridan. If you're not sure who Dave Sheridan is, I'll show you a picture. Dave Sheridan, if you can remember, was Officer Doofy Gilmore. Remember from Scary Movie way back in 2000? I just loved his character. He's like, nice and I love that. And, you know, it's Officer Doofy reporting for duty, sir. Oh, God, it was so funny. And then he turned out to be just like a cool guy and just like a complete, con artist. I'm really anxious to meet him. I'm really anxious to meet Terry Kaiser as well. He was the guy from Weekend at Bernie's. You're probably like, oh, which guy is that? Well, that's the dead guy. I'm anxious to meet him because I really liked him. I thought he was a really cool guy, and I thought he did a great job as just playing dead in Weekend at Bernie's 1 and 2 with Andrew Silverman. And with Jonathan Silverman and Andrew McCarthy, excuse me. I'm really excited to meet him. I always liked him. I don't know how old he is now. I don't know if he's in the 60s or 70s, but I really liked him. I kind of want to meet Ginger Lynn. You know, she was an old 70s, 80s, mostly 80s like porn star, but she was in a few movies that I liked that were kind of like mainstream for her, and she seems cool. I mean, I'm sure she's been through the mill a few times, but I'm kind of anxious to see what she's like because like porn stars are a mixed bag. They're either crazy or they're just really normal people just working to make money for a crazy profession. So I'm anxious to see what she's like. I really am very excited to meet these last two people. The last two people I'm going to talk about. And they are Samantha Mathis and Lori Petty. If you can't tell, right here. Samantha Mathis was the chick in Broken Arrow, and Lori Petty was Kit from A League of Their Own. Samantha Mathis, I really liked her in most movies. You know, she was really good in The Punisher as, Thomas Jane's wife that was unfortunately killed. You know, I loved her in Broken Arrow. With Christian Slater and John Travolta, and she was also in American Psycho with Christian Bale's character Patrick Bateman. And I really like her as an actress. She's always kind of like that secondary or third like actress in the movie. Like she's never like a main character, but she was definitely a main character in Broken Arrow, and I really liked her. I thought she was good and believable as that park ranger. So I'm anxious to meet her and just kind of shake her hand and be like, look, I really liked you in those movies. I said, I hope that makes you feel good. And the last one, Lori Petty. You know, I loved her in Point Break when she was teaching Keanu Reeves how to surf when he was undercover. I really liked her in that. You know, I even kind of liked her in Free Willy. I thought Free Willy was a good movie. I'd like to see that go Blu-ray. I don't know. I just always liked it. And of course, in A League of Their Own, she's fantastic. It's like my dad's favorite movie. It's always at my parents' house. It's always on at my parents' house with my dad. So I bet he'll appreciate it if I meet her and try to get a picture with her. So those are the people I'm really excited to meet, and that's pretty much most of the people there. So I'm really excited to meet a lot of people. And I know Stegs is really excited to meet Christopher Lloyd and Danny Glover. There's a lot of questions both of us want to ask them. Hopefully gets a chance to talk to them and ask them stuff and get pictures. But like I said, we will be probably filming a little bit there if we decide it's okay to do that. I don't want to step on anyone's toes. But I'm really anxious to meet all these people. And again, I'll have a review also of Kick-Ass 2 this weekend. But I'll be filming it at my buddy Stegs' house. I won't be here. So it'll be the first time I'll be filming something outside of my home. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. A little change of scenery. So again, we will be showing some clips probably from Monster Mania and Cherry Hill this weekend, and also check back again soon for Kick-Ass 2 review. I'm very excited for that. So until then, you take it easy and bye.